29. 4 ways to find your greatest teacher. Experience is a great teacher. Through experience, you earn the truths of life. Through experience, you mature. I read a book by the 18th century British politician Philip Stanhope, Lord Chesterfield, a compilation of letters that he wrote to his son from The Hague while serving as ambassador to the Netherlands. In one of these letters, he told his son that society was the greatest book of all, and that he could learn more from society than he could. From all the books ever printed, experience the most direct and effective way of learning about society. All the British empiricists, from Francis Bacon to John Locke and David Hume, argue that all of our knowledge comes from experience. In other words, we are born with a clean slate, and what we become after that is all the result of our experience. Even Confucius said that if he walked with 2 others, at least one of them would be a teacher to him. I started to learn about society early, because I had to make a living for the family while we were refugees in Daegu. I was able to learn the ins and outs of human relations during that period, as well as quite a bit about money and business, competition and victory, and other facts of life. Those early experiences have had a great effect on the rest of my life. Aside from the morally reprehensible, there is nothing that you should not experience. Play hard at sports, study hard, make as many friends as possible, and fall in love. Try using a shovel, learn to drive, and go mountain climbing. Experiencing something once is better than not experiencing it at all, because you have to experience something, really know it. Based on my experiences, here's some advice. First of all, whenever you have time travel, traveling opens up new worlds for you if you have the proper attitude. Do not travel just to have fun. Travel is a waste of time if you do not learn something from each trip. Be attentive all the time and take notice of everything carefully. Notice what is different about the place compared to other places you have been, and learn the peculiarities of each place. Just glancing is not enough. You have to take in everything beyond the superficialities, and curiosity has to be an essential part of your luggage. There is no place that is not worth a trip. Although some places are better to go to, places of historical importance, for example, or prominent cultural centers. I owe a lot to my family. I feel particularly bad because since I spend almost 2/3 of the year abroad on business, I have not had the time to be a regular father to my children. To compensate for that in a small way, I occasionally send my kids abroad during school vacation. Of course, there are educational reasons for this too, because I want my children to become international. However, I do not send them on fun trips. That is a waste of time and money. I make sure that they travel not to current centers of Western civilization, but to places like Egypt, India, and Mayan sites so that they can learn about the history of civilization and the great wisdom of mankind. Second, I suggest that you make all kinds of friends. Making good friends is as important as travel. A broad range of friends is a great asset. A broad variety of relationships can be of great help to you in society, and you never know who your friends may become in the future. In the process, however, remember one thing: do not sacrifice the depth of friendship for numbers. 100 acquaintances are useless. If you do not have a close friend, a really close friend, acquaintances may turn their backs on you in time of need, but a close friend will not. Third, do everything with determination. If you look around, you will discover that every single thing can be a great teacher, and every place is a school where you have something to learn. For example, you can even learn current fashion trends in window displays. As you walk down the street, sitting in a fog on a bus or a subway shows a lack of determination. If you have real determination, you can be creative wherever you are. Listen to a foreign language tape while you travel around town. Fourth, always have a book handy, for books are indirect experiences for you. Because of the limits of time and space, we cannot experience everything directly in one lifetime, but we have plenty to learn from the experiences of others, experiences that we may never encounter. Of course, our own direct experiences are much more real to us, but we are limited, so we have to give credence to the experience of others. Read books as you make friends in a broad scale. Just flipping through books is like making lots of friends but no close ones. So make sure that you read intensely. Read each book with the same regard that you have for a good friend. Just skimming through even 100 books is useless.